Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 9th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, MSTY, AMZY, PLTY, and SMCY. I almost have my voice, but not quite. But yeah, anyway. So let's get to it. So first, as usual, we'll start with MSTY, and then go from there. So MSTY luckily only had 3 trades. Pretty simple day. If you look at the trades, you'll see buy call right on the top, buy call, and you look at the expiration date. It's way out, so obviously that this typically would be the synthetic, which it is, and then it's a 3:30. So what they do: buy call, sell put, another 3:30, right? So they're doing a buy call, sell put. That's adding to their synthetic position. That has a 3:30 strike, 5:16 expiration, and then they're using those same number of contracts, 700, and they're selling a call that expires on Friday, April 11th, and they opened a 285 strike price, which looks to be 19% out of the money, at least as of the close. I'm sure it wasn't that far out of the money because yesterday was another weird ass day. Every day's a weird ass day lately. But let's get to it. Let's go to the MSTY file. So yeah, we'll start with the synthetic. So the synthetic 330, again, they added to this. Look where MSTR is, right? MSTR is at 237.95. They added to the 330, which as of the close, it's 27% away. So again, my guess, and all we could do is guess because we don't know, is they added the 700 contracts early on in the day because it was green, right? We were green pre-market. We were green at the open. I don't know when it dropped because I was working. I had an office day, but obviously it dropped and it dropped pretty, it was like a mean drop, not even nice, like just bam. So, again, I don't know. I mean, they did get a big credit, so they could have obviously opened it near the drop. So, they did get 5.8 mil for opening this position. But regardless, they decided to add it to the 330, which maybe they think, it's going to recover by, in 38 days. So maybe that's why, because, what would be the benefit of adding here if they think it's going to recover? Well, they'll get paid handsomely for adding to this position, as they did, 5.8 million net of the buy call, 790,000. And obviously, if they go above 330, they'll make money on that trade on the way out. But again, that's a risk. It's not something that they would normally do. But again, who knows? The market is getting beat up. They also have other synthetics. They have a 290, which is 17% away from, making a profit, and then 270, 11% away from making a profit. Now, why are they so far from making a profit now? Well, because of yesterday. Again, yesterday it was looking good, but no, man, we got destroyed. MSTR, they went down 11.26%. MSTY went down 10.6%, which, that's a big drop. In fact, when's the last time it dropped that much? Let's see. 10%. Like, that's painful. We had an 8. Yeah, there's way too much scrolling here. But yeah, again, we've been dropping left and right here. But that yesterday was rough. I mean, you don't see MSTY at $17. So, again, crazy. And now I'm interested to see, since yesterday dropped, does that now affect how much they're going to pay us, this week? Because they're going to declare this morning. And, it's... with a big price drop like that, are they going to say, okay, maybe we should lower the payment? Or are they just going to leave it to what they, had in mind originally? Who the hell knows? All right, so anyway, here's the 700 contracts that they did add yesterday. And yeah, so obviously they chose a 285, which is 19% out of the money. No credit call spread, which is good. Again, 19% out of the money. That's freaking awesome. I love it. So let it, hey, bring it on. Let MSTR go up 20%. Hey, if it does, fine, good. Now, one thing to note, they did not close any of the calls, which I freaking love. Even though, there's 3 trading days left, so we're 2 trading days in. But again, they could have closed early because a lot of these are way out of the money now, right? 36, some of these 36%, 40, way out of the money. So very cheap to close. And they said, you know what? We ain't closing any. And that was a smart move because you know what can happen today? The reverse. It can go back up. And if it goes back up, we want that 10% recovery. We want to get that back, right? So, but if we closed some of those trades yesterday and we lowered our strike, then we could be capped and lose out on the potential upside. But again, we don't know what's going to happen. So it's really hard to be a true judge of all this. Anyway, let's look at the calls for this week. Again, they did not close. Now, see, the furthest out of the money, for example, 38%. How much does that cost to close? See, 24 cents. So they could have, closed that 24 cents. The top 3, 24 cents per share to close, right? And yeah, they could have done that, but they didn't. So good stuff right there. All right, so where do we stand heading into the rest of the week? Again, we have 3 full trading days. Our lowest strike is a 285. That's 19% out of the money. That's definitely not in danger at the moment. But again, we see how the market goes. It can go up 10. It can go down 10. It could do more. But anyway, we are scattered-y-do. We are 19 to 38% out of the money. We are more than ready to handle whatever, right? It goes down, fine. It goes up, fine. Bring it freaking on. Let's go. All right. So that's the update on MSTY. Let's see the outstanding shares. Yep, it increased 525,000. So people saw an opportunity, and I guess they bought in, right? Because you don't see MSTY at $17. That's rare. It's also kind of sucks. You don't want to, because for those of us who own a lot of MSTY, I'm one of them. Your cost basis is looking crappier and crappier, but at least when all's said and done, you're still getting a nice distribution, which will be announced shortly. All right, the 30-day IV of MSTR is 118%. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Outstanding shares, 119.5 mil. Total net income, 7.3 mil. Again, that's how much they made for this cycle. And that's it. It's the last day. Total distribution, 6 cents. Daily income, still not even a penny. Daily yield, 0.01%. And if you annualize that, that's 4.86%. Reaction, yeah, red arrow down. It's always down, red arrow down. All right, so let's not get our hopes up. It's easier to get by in this, environment if we do not get our hopes up. All right, let's just assume an ongoing slow decline for the foreseeable future until, these tariffs can get in order, right? Let Trump do what he's got to do, right? Make some deals, and then hopefully next month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months from now, we will have hopefully a slow recovery. If it's a fast recovery, that's going to be a little harder, especially with these funds. But again, like I said, we'll see what happens. But Group D declares when? Today, now, forever. Let's go. All right, so payment information, how much are they going to pay us? Well, again, like I said, they took the synthetic hit, the other day. So that kind of changed my whole guesstimate. I think I had $1.82. But as we know, it's probably going to be lower. If we look at simply the IV now based on the new price after the big drop, it looks to be $1.56. So yeah, it's probably going to be in the $1.50 range or so, which is still really good. I mean, the last payment was $1.37. So if we can get above that, that's a win, at least in my eyes. I don't know how you guys feel. We talked about the holdings a little. But synthetic wise, we know we have 270, a 290, and a 330. Gold diggers, sure, but again, no singing with this voice. Oh my God, we're almost under 2 bill. That's interesting. So the value of the MSTY fund is 2 bill, just over. The NAV is 1713, trade price 1720. Synthetic bailout, yeah, it's very, very negative. So hopefully that turns around. MSTR can jump up, jump up, jump up, jump around. But yeah, man, it I can't sing with this voice. It's not it's like I don't know the word, but anyway, that's MSTY. So yeah, NVDY had a trade, but if we go to our file, loading, so we'll start with TSLY and then we'll get to NVDY. But all right, so here's TSLY. TSLY yesterday, they went down 5.15%. TSLY went down 4.69%. Yeah, that's, again, another shitty day in the market, but I think the whole market was down. So their synthetics are, they expire not this week, but next week. So they're going to have to take the hit on those. And, it is what it is. How about their weeklies? They're going to win their weeklies? Probably, right? So they're selling calls. They're anywhere from 16 to 19% out of the money, which has a 257.50 strike price all the way up to 265. So with 3 trading days, yeah, they look to be safe. Credit call spreads, I'm not sure how you guys feel about these. Again, these are, they're buying, the long calls with a higher strike. They really haven't done much in this environment. And it's hard to tell when the market would flip. But I don't think they need them on 100% of the contracts. They should probably have them maybe on 50% until we see some sign of hope. But yeah, because these, they're not doing anything really, because they haven't, been able to capture because there's no upside, right? So there's no like crazy upside coming. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts on that is. The value of TSLY fund is 793 mil. The NAV is 724. Trade price 725. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not sick, so thank you guys for reaching out, saying I hope you feel better. But I am not sick. I just lost my voice from coaching baseball and otherwise just yelling at my own children at home. You know how that goes. But anyway, more so baseball. 30-day IV is 105%. I mean, this is why we trade options, 105%. I know it's scary to trade options in this environment, but this is where the money's made. So if you could do it smart, if you be smart about it, you can make a lot of money. So I love it, man. I love it, but I'm a degenerate. So, you got to be careful out there. IV estimate based on that is 59 cents. Income estimate is negative, so we can't use that. Group A declares next week, 7 days away on April 16th. Up next is NVIDIA. They had a trade, so let's check them out. Buy to close call, sell call. All right, so what the hell? So they paid $730. Damn. Oh my God. All right. Obviously, I'm sure you could tell, but I don't really look at these trades until I do the video. But here's what looks like what happened. Remember, we opened up super green, right? The strike price here is $99, right? 99. We closed at 96.30. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, how the hell did we pay 730, right? So, and my guess is they closed it early when the market was green because they thought it was going to stay green, but clearly it did not. So they lost 8.8 million on that trade. They obviously made money on the long call here, 2.7 million. So if you net the two, they lost 6.1 million. In an effort to move the strike price up to now 109, which is 13% out of the money. So, yeah, I mean, it's again, looking at it here, obviously, it looks ridiculous, but being in that environment yesterday when the market was flying to the moon, it probably seemed like a wise decision for them, to close it out early. But again, should they touch anything, or should they just let things develop in this market? Because clearly, this this $99 strike price, it's only 2% out of the money now, so it's still in danger. So technically, they could still lose that. So in the end, this trade may be, a good move. We just don't know, but yeah, that's why it looks ridiculous. All right, so NVIDIA yesterday, they went down 1.39%, which in the end, really, it wasn't that bad for them. NVIDIA went down 0.44%. They have two synthetics. They have a 130 that expires on April 17th. That's a disaster. They're going to lose that trade, so when they'll close that out, and they'll pay the gold digger her money, and then she'll run off and spend it on pocketbooks, purses, and pedicures, manicures, and all that fun stuff. And then the NVIDIA, hopefully the NVIDIA fund manager will find a girl in his league, and then he'll find hopefully a put that we can afford. And then we have a $95 put that expires on May 16th. Obviously, that one's doing much better because NVIDIA is at 96.30. As far as the calls, again, they closed out the 99? So they have strikes from 100 to 109. These are 3 to 13% out of the money. So they are set up for some upside here. So bring it, not like MSTY. MSTY's ready for anything. NVDY, yeah, they're ready, but they're not ready for like a 10% up day. The value of the fund is 1.1 bill. The NAV is 1365. Man, it's hard to say that. NVIDIA is 1365 because this was always the GOAT in my eyes until MSTY took it over. But hey, it is what it is, man. The market's red. It's not YieldMax. It's freaking the market. NVIDIA went down, so NVIDIA's going to go down with it. Again, you constantly see like people try to rag on people who invest in YieldMax in this market, and they just don't understand how their funds work. They don't. If the underlying goes down, that these funds go down, right? Like obviously, yeah, if you invest in the index, yeah, you're probably better off in this environment. But looking at the underlying, yeah, like yesterday, okay, NVIDIA, what the hell? Look at that. It's just the 1 day movement, it's gone. All right, whatever. I was just going to do a comparison, but I know NVIDIA beat NVIDIA yesterday. All right, so synthetic wise, whatever, it's negative, we know. 30-day IV of NVIDIA, man, 75%, freaking nuts. IV estimate 79 cents. Income estimate, they're negative, so forget that. Group B declares in 14 days though on April 23rd. Why are they not updating now? This is so stupid. All right, so if I go down back here and I go like this, will it work? We'll find out shortly. All right, so outside of NVIDIA, who's the next one to have a trade? MSTY, actually, and then, yeah, that's it. Wow, and out of the SMCY, duh. Oh my God, I almost skipped it. All right, let me just scroll through again. So NVIDIA, MSTY. All right, so I'll go through the rest, and then when we get to SMCY, we'll go back here. All right, so AMZY. Ooh, it updated. Sweet. All right, so Amazon yesterday, you freaking bastard. Did you see that? Sorry, guys, I can't talk about the 1 day movement. Google does this sometimes, Google Sheets, or maybe it's my freaking, well, it's not the internet because the holdings are, everything's coming up. Whatever. I mean, the market was down. That's what you need to know. Synthetic-wise, AMZY has a 190. Amazon's at 170. So, yeah, that's underwater. What about their calls for this week? Let's see. They're selling calls, obviously. They're making money. Let's see. 6 to 11% out of the money. 182.50 to 190. That looks to be safe. But, again, there's 3 trading days to go. The value of the fund is 223 mil. The NAV is 1456. Trade price 1464. Synthetics in the negative. Their 30-day IV is 64%. IV estimate based on that is 72 cents, which is pretty nice. And they're part of Group D, which, by the way, declares probably now. So, yeah, hopefully we're getting paid some good money. CONY's up. I'm sure they did not. Yeah, they're all screwed up too. But hey, whatever, man. It is what it is. Sometimes you can't do what you want to do. They have 3 synthetics. They have a 160, a 185, and a 220. Coin is at 151. So they're all gold diggers from basically. He's got 3 girls he can't afford, and he's doomed. He might have to pay out a lot of money. But again, they expire on May 16th, so they ain't seen that money for quite some time. Let's look at their sold calls, though. They have 4 strikes, a 170, 175, 180, 180, 250. 12, 15, 18, and 20% out of the money. So they are set up to prepare for some upside. But will there be upside, right? Coinbase is having a rough go at it. They always seem to get beat up a little more than MSTR. But, we'll see. And, I mean, they're the platform to be in, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Are they always in trouble? Who the hell knows? The value of CONY is 822 mil. The NAV is 647. Trade price same. Synthetics in the negative. Their 30-day IV, though, is over 100%, which is nice. IV estimate is 50 cents. Income estimates in the negative. And they're part of Group C. They declare in 21 days on April 30th. I feel like I'm going super fast, but hey, man, it is what it is. SMCY, let's go back to the trade file. Hopefully that's working. So what did they do? Let's see. They did a buy to close. They closed the call too. Let's see what they did. They closed the call. It's a 31 strike. They paid a lot of money. They paid $4.43 per share, or $9.7 million. The long call, the other part of it, the buy call that they had, they made 2.9 mil. So in the end, they lost about 6.8 mil on this trade, because what they do, they decided to roll this strike price up. All right, same expiration, still Friday, but they rolled it from 31 to 37. Again, the market could have been up big when they did that, right? And they thought it was going to continue to go up big. But now, in hindsight, the stock price is at 31. It's at the money. So, looking at it this right now, it's like, all right, they should have just waited. But I know it's easier said from after the fact. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Let's go to the file. All right, so this is SMCY. Oh, it's working. SMCI went down. Oh my God, annoying. They both went down 4. I caught that, all right, 4%. All right, so how's their synthetic doing? They have a $57 synthetic. It expires next week. I mean, SMCI is at $31, so they're going to lose money on this, a lot of money. Seriously, serious gold digger. So feel free to sing the gold digger song. How about their calls? They are 10 and 16% out of the money, so they look to be safe. But who knows, man? With 3 days, who knows? The value of the fund is 105 mil. The NAV is 1872. Trade price 1882. Synthetics in the negative. Their 30-day IV is 128%, and they're part of Group D. They also declared today. Their IV estimate shows 186. What are they going to pay? Obviously, you probably know. Hopefully, it's something around there. They declare when, obviously, like we said today, and then the next time in May. So we'll see how this all goes. Last but not least is PLTY Palantir Fund. They did not have a trade. They have a synthetic. It's an $80 synthetic. That expires on May 16th. Palantir's at 77, so they're not that underwater with their synthetic, actually. They're doing pretty well. Their calls, they have 3 of them, 81, 83, 91, 4, 7, and 17% out of the money. So pretty scattered. However, they're 17% out of the money strike is only, it's very few contracts. Their largest position is 4% out of the money, so they got to be careful here. The value of the PLTY fund is 161 mil. The NAV is 5281. Trade price 5272. Synthetic bailouts negative. So 30-day IV over 100%, 105%. Water time. feel like I'm on speed mode here. IV estimate is 429. I really think they're going to pay over 5 again. But they declare, they're part of Group B. They declare in 13 days still on April 22nd. That's pretty much it, man. Again, we have the group value. So what I do here, I track all of the trades since their last declaration date. So obviously we did it for Group A. It's been a rough go, man. But if we look and we can see like who's showing a negative, if they show a negative on this sheet, they have their overall making realized income, and OARC and TSMY are the only ones in Group A making realized income since their last declaration date, at least from what I show. In Group B, Babo, GDXY, Marrow, Murney, and PLTY are the only ones making money. And then Group C, we look at here, Fiat making a lot of money, actually. So, and then Group D will be added after today and going forward. Because, again, the whole point of this is really to see how much we're going to make on the synthetic. And in this environment, we're really not making money on the synthetic because it's not going up, right? The market's not going up. It's trending down. So, when we have the recovery, this is going to be very, very helpful, on the way up. But, yeah, we'll see. All right, let's go to the pre-market. That's all the trades, obviously. So we're going to use marketwatch.com. Duh, I know, you guys know that. And the time is 5:27 a.m. Pre-market is looking green. We've been fooled before. So, yeah, you ain't fooling me again. So, why? Like I said, let's just assume it's going to be red every freaking day until we can get out of this little trade war here. But Tesla is up 3.45%, 229.36. TSLY is up 3.45%, 750. NVDY is up 2.8%, $99. NVDY is up 1.97%, $14. CONY is up 1.41%, 153.60. CONY's up 1.39%, 656. MSTR is up 3%, 245.10. MSTY is up 2.97%, 1771. TSLL is up 6.92%, 725. TNA, for whatever reason, is still red. Hopefully this flips green, but they're down 0.58%, 1901. AMZY is not updating. They're at 1464. Bitcoin is up 0.68%, 77,262. BitX is up 1.22%, 3063. Soxol is up 3.03%, 851. SMCY is up 2.84%, 3261. SMCY is up 3.03%, 1939. Palantir is up 3.35%, 79.91, and PLTY is up 2.85%, 54.22. And I know all this pre-market crap doesn't mean anything, but it's always just good to see, especially for me, because I'm looking at it live. Obviously, you guys are looking at it, an hour later or more, but it is what it is. It's just part of the video. But yeah, you can feel free to let me know how you feel about me covering the pre-market update. But I like it. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Again, apologize for being non-entertaining because, with a half a voice, and unfortunately I have baseball tonight and tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to have to let the other coaches yell maybe. Or maybe I'll just keep losing my voice. But, yeah, I'm not like normally a yeller, but sometimes during a game, they have to get their attention, right? So, but who cares about that, right? Anyway, guys, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a schmuck in a garage with no voice, all right? So this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, hey, I'll try again tomorrow. Like I said, hopefully I have, the voice gets better. It's an office day, of course. So what do? I drive an hour, sit down, I work, I drive home an hour, right? Yay. I know. That's life, right? And there's laborers out there busting their ass on roofs, you know, and I feel for them. You know, those are the people that really need to retire early. You know, their backs are like hurting, especially like if they're doing it, if they're my age, they've been doing it for 20 years. Oh man, I get it. It's rough. But that's why we try to retire early. We want to retire on dividends, all of us. Retire on dividends, retire on options, retire on distributions, retire on whatever the hell will pay us. So that's the goals. So, you know, we're all in this together. However we get there, we get there. And this is the type of environment where, you know, if all of our money is locked up in the stock market, it becomes a little harder. This is kind of just a reminder that if we don't have ongoing money that we could put into the stock market, then we should always keep a cash position. And then the question is how much and how do you hold it? You know, that's something that we should all talk about going forward. And I'm going to talk about probably in my options trading account, because I was holding cash, and then as the market was going down, it kept getting assigned, and then the cash was just dwindling down. But so obviously I was not precautionary enough to, you know, to be smart enough to leave some, you know, stop. I'm selling puts because, like, you know, I can't help it. I'm like, oh, it's going down. I'm going to sell more puts. I'm going to sell more puts. And then the cash just slowly dwindles down. So we have to come up with a strategy going forward where, you know, we always hold cash. And you could hold it like in a money market, in a high yield being like 3-4%. You know, so at least it's still doing something for you. You don't feel like it's going to waste. But like I said, let's talk about that. Not now, but like, you know, eventually. I'll let you guys know what I'm gonna do. But right now, you know, it's rough. It's rough out there. Just hang in there. If you know, if we could average down, we'll average down. We could sell puts. We sell puts. I'm selling calls too. So, you know, like the fact that yesterday went down, it wasn't all that bad because I had calls that I thought were going to get blown through, but then it went down. I'm like, okay, my calls are okay. So again, there's good and bad. You know, you have to make the best of it. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. All right. Outside of that, now let's have some fun. Let's have some fun here. It's keyword time. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. And again, going political, you know, it's never good for anyone because everyone, I don't know, there's just, you have to talk politics though. You have to. Like, it affects the stock market. So everyone just needs to get the hell over it, right? So whatever happens, happens, right? You know, you can have your opinion on Trump. You can have your opinion on the tariffs. But in the end, really, who gives a shit, you know? As long as it's better for us, the stock market, the country, that's what should matter. But that's not the point I'm getting at. The point I'm getting at for this keyword is I want to know when you guys think this whole tariff thing will get resolved. Do you think it'll be this year? Do you think it'll be next year? Do you think it'll be next month? I don't know. Give me your prediction. Like, do you think, you know, this is just a forever thing? Like, is this it? Like, it's just going to be what it is? And then the tariffs are going to be our new income tax? And maybe what they said will be true. No income tax on anyone that makes $150,000 or less, right? I mean, why not? That sounds good to me, right? What do you guys think? Anyway, guys, so the keyword today is when tariffs end, right? So the options are never, a month, 2 months, a year, who the hell knows? I don't know. Have fun with it. Or you could just say blah if you don't feel like answering it, you know? Because honestly, I feel like, you know, it's going to happen probably over the next coming months. I think, you know, the big ones like China, they're going to have to come to the table. I hear that they are, but, you know, you hear these things and the market don't move. So I guess we need results. So that's the thing. And I know we're talking tariffs, so nobody wants to really, they've had enough of tariffs. And believe me, I get it. I'm over it too. But it, you know, it seems like it's something that had to be done. So yeah, the keyword today, if you made it this far in the video, is when will this whole tariff thing be resolved? At least for the most part, you know, not every single country, but, you know, the big ones. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm done yapping. I'm out of here. I have no voice. I got to get my ass to work. And I just wanted to say, guys, Thank you for watching, even with my annoying voice, and I hope everyone has a great day. Oh yeah, happy Declaration Day. I hope Misty declared something good, but again, it's probably $1.50 something. I hope it's what I said, which was $1.82, but I doubt it after yesterday. But anyway, hope everyone had a great day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. I do. Later.